Hey everybody, so I'm going to try to keep this short. This is my fourth time recording this because I realize I talk way too much, so we're just going to go right into this. So, how many of you guys have been outside of the United States or would like to? So, I actually had the privilege this summer of studying abroad for 6 weeks in Florence, Italy, so that's what I'm going to talk about today, a little bit of my experience and just the benefits of studying abroad in general. So, we're going to dive on into this. So, according to Northeastern University Graduate Education News from October 31st, 2017, the number of students that have earned a degree outside of their home country over the past 25 years has tripled, and there are more than 1 million international students here in the United States studying in college, and there are more than 100,000 Americans compared to the previous decade studying abroad. So that's awesome. That makes me really excited. So the first point of studying abroad that is beneficial is that being in a new culture can improve your communication skills and speaking skills. So obviously this one's kind of a given, but you are going to probably learn a new language. I knew no Italian whatsoever before going to Italy, and I know some basic phrases now, which is super cool. And according to the Northeastern University Graduate Education News, again from October 31st, 2017, you'll be able to pick up conversational language you want to study in class, enabling you to speak like a local, which I can totally attest to that. Speaking with the locals there definitely gives you more experience, and you learn to pick up on a lot of their phrases a lot quicker than you would rather than just sitting in a classroom environment and learning it here in the United States. So that's something really awesome. You improve your language skills just by immersing yourself in that new culture. You're going to be speaking with locals and students in your class every day. And obviously, if you were to study abroad for longer than 6 weeks, I think you would get a little bit more than basic phrases, hopefully, than what I did when I was there. And also in Florence, thankfully, they spoke a lot of English there. It's a kind of a more touristy town, so I didn't have to completely learn the new language, but it just depends where you would go. So the second point is kind of vague, but you immensely grow as a person. So not only you learn more things about yourself, but you become more self-confident, you become more adaptable, more open-minded, stuff like that. So according to ISE Abroad from October 20, 2017, when asked about personal growth, 97% said that studying abroad served as a catalyst for increased maturity, 96% reported increased self-confidence, 89% reported that it enabled them to tolerate ambiguity, and 95% said that it had a lasting impact on their worldview. So I completely agree with all these statements. I definitely feel like I'm a more mature person coming back from being abroad, and I feel much more confident to go up to any stranger, whether that be, speaking in a different language or just people in general. I feel more confident to go up to them since I was kind of forced to that. I didn't know anyone going into my study abroad experience, so it just kind of forces you to be more open-minded, and just it pushes you outside of your comfort zone, I guess. And you become more independent, and you learn to live on your own. So I lived with 3 other roommates that I had no clue who they were beforehand, and you just become a lot more independent. And we actually had a situation, not everything is going to go smoothly, and we had a situation the first day we were there. Our door did not unlock. They use these giant keys, like classic looking keys, and our door would not lock and would not unlock, and so we had to get one of the workmen to come in, and he did not know any English whatsoever, so we were looking up Google Translate on our phone, and we kind of communicated with him that way, which is just something. You become more adaptable to these situations, so that's really nice, and just become more open-minded about others and their cultures, and just more easygoing in general. You just kind of have to be a go-with-the-flow type of person. I still feel that way, which is really good, because I used to be super uptight about everything, and I had to have something go one certain way. But now I feel like I'm a more easygoing type of person, which is awesome. And then the last point is that studying abroad sets you apart from others when applying to jobs, and it just makes you stand out on your resume. So that's one thing. I actually just interviewed for an internship for the summer, and I got to talk about my study abroad experience. They were super interested in that. And so that's something that just sets you apart from others. Not many people study abroad. I'm a study abroad ambassador here at Western, and so I know some little tidbits and facts about that. So here at Western, only 2% of the whole student population study abroad. So that in general just makes you stand out among others, when applying for jobs. And also, according to the Northeastern University Graduate Education News from October 31st, 2017, a recent survey showed that 64% of employers consider study abroad experience to be important, and 92% of employers look for transferable skills that are typically gained from the study abroad experience, such as flexibility to new challenges. So like I was saying, little, challenges that may come up, you become much more adaptable and know how to handle these situations a lot better. So it's a great resume builder. So there's something to talk about, and I think a lot of employers will be impressed with that fact. And also, just a little bit about my experience. I studied photography there, so I learned a ton of new skills in that aspect. So I actually have something to show you guys. This is a magazine that we worked on at Florence University of the Arts, which is the school I studied at. So it's called Blending, and I actually have an article published in this magazine with some pictures I took. So this was from a Dolce & Gabbana photo shoot that I actually just happened upon, and I took some pictures and wrote an article about that for the magazine. So that's something I have in my portfolio now and I can show. And then I've just got some pictures from my experience. So here are some different places I got to travel to. I got to go to Pisa, Rome, Capri, and then the Amalfi Coast, which is the most beautiful beach I've ever been to. Here's some more photographs from my experience, all the cool culture and the music. There was street performers all the time. There's the Davids, some street artists, so it was super awesome. And then of course the food. I've got this whole page about all the food, the pasta, all that good stuff. And then I'm also going to leave a link for my YouTube channel right here, which is my other visual, so you guys can check out some of those videos. But in conclusion, I just want to say that studying abroad was one of the best experiences of my life, and it sets you apart from others. It helps develop your communication skills, and it increases your confidence and self-adaptability. So I hope you guys all consider studying abroad. If you have any questions, let me know, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.